Breaking news. Trump calls criticism of Iran. War, treasonous as tensions escalate. We begin with major developments from Washington and the Middle East. President Donald Trump is making headlines after calling it treasonous, to suggest the United States is not winning the war with Iran, even as his administration signals that hostilities may already be over. President Trump says the U.S. might actually be better off without reaching a deal with Iran, as negotiations appear to be stalling once again. Speaking in Florida, Trump expressed frustration with the ongoing conflict, saying, "Maybe we're better off not making a deal at all. This has been going on too long." Earlier in the day, he also indicated dissatisfaction with Iran's latest proposal, raising questions about whether diplomacy can still succeed. War powers and controversy. In a separate development, Trump criticized laws that limit presidential, military action without congressional approval, calling them totally unconstitutional. However, in a formal letter to Congress, the president claimed that the hostilities that began on February 28, 2026, have terminated. Despite that statement, Trump struck a very different tone at a public event, saying it is treasonous for critics to argue that the U.S. is not winning the war. Military moves. Troop withdrawal. Meanwhile, the Pentagon has announced plans to withdraw approximately 5,000 U.S. troops from Germany. This comes after Trump suggested a possible troop reduction following criticism of the Iran war by Germany's leadership. Regional tensions. Lebanon. In the region, violence continues to rise. Lebanon's health ministry reports that more than a dozen people have been killed in Israeli airstrikes in southern Lebanon over the past 2 days, despite an extended ceasefire agreement. Florida event. Trump remarks. At a rally in West Palm Beach, President Trump made several striking comments. On Iran, he repeated that the U.S. may not need a deal at all. On military action, he framed the choice as either escalating force or continuing negotiations. On Cuba, Trump joked about the U.S. taking over Cuba, suggesting a military show of force could quickly force surrender on seized ship. He described a recent U.S. Navy operation against an Iranian cargo vessel, saying the U.S. acted sort of like pirates while seizing oil and cargo. Closing. With diplomacy uncertain, military shifts underway, and tensions spreading across the region, the situation remains highly volatile. We'll continue to monitor developments as they unfold.